If you feel like your paycheck disappears the second it hits your account, you're not alone. But here's the weird truth. The families getting rich in 2026 aren't doing anything impressive. They're doing something almost painfully boring. Tiny habits, tiny systems, tiny moves with every paycheck that quietly compound into a completely different life. So in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through the exact way that these tiny habits can make your 2026 year your richest year yet, including one habit at the end that most people ignore. But it's the one that separates families who are stressed from families who want to build freedom. So make sure you stick around for the last one. All right, let's get into it. Stop avoiding the numbers. Okay, real talk. Most people aren't broke because they're dumb. They're broke because they don't want to look at the numbers. Unopened bills on the counter, bank apps you avoid like they're haunted, and credit card balances that feel like a personal insult. Money avoidance is way more common than people admit. And it's not just uncomfortable, it's expensive emotionally. A 2025 survey found that 69% of Americans say money uncertainty is literally causing anxiety or depression. That's basically 7 out of 10 people walking around with money stress in their chest every day. And I get it, but awareness is the starting point. Here's what changed everything for me. I calculated my financial floor. That's just a fancy way of asking, what does it cost at a minimum for my household to survive? Rent, groceries, utilities, gas, insurances? No upgrades, no target runs, just the floor. And once you know that number, your paycheck stops feeling like a mystery. Instead, it becomes a tool. You can't build wealth if you're afraid to look at the starting point. Have you ever avoided checking your account because it feels stressful? Be honest and share with me down in the comments. The 2% paycheck rule. Let me give you a tiny habit that sounds almost too small to matter. I call it the 2% paycheck rule. It sounds really dumb, but every time you get paid, move 2% forward, not 20%, not some extreme spreadsheet thing, just 2%. If you bring home $4,000 a month, that's like $80. That's not retire tomorrow money, but it's momentum money. Because once you prove to yourself that your paycheck can create progress, even a little bit, you stop feeling trapped. Most wealth is built the same way. Tiny moves repeated forever. So don't aim for massive change, aim for forward motion. Real quick, if you're getting any value so far, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps this channel reach more people who want to make their 2026 finally feel different. All right, let's keep going. Build an emergency fund before you build wealth. This one is boring, and it is also everything. An emergency fund isn't about being responsible. It's about not living one flat tire away from chaos. Because life isn't theoretical. Cars break, kids get sick, jobs change. And without savings, every inconvenience becomes a crisis. Bankrate's 2025 report found that 24% of Americans have zero emergency funds. Zero. That means millions of families are one surprise bill away from panic. When I was first starting out, I didn't have some massive emergency fund. I had like $300 and a lot of optimism. But I started putting tiny deposits into a separate high yield savings account. Not because I was excited, but because I wanted emotional safety. And over time, that fund became the difference between stress and stability. Remember, wealth starts with not panicking when life happens. What's the last unexpected expense that hit your family? How did you feel emotionally? Crush the debt that's stealing your year. Okay, can we talk about credit card debt for a second? Because high interest debt is basically wealth's evil twin. It grows quietly like a weed. Meanwhile, you're trying to save, invest, build a future, and your credit card is like, cool, I'll take $1,700 in interest this year. The average household carries over $7,000 in credit card debt at nearly 24% interest. That's not a small problem. That's a financial emergency wearing nice packaging. If you don't pay that off, you're basically getting a guaranteed negative return, like investing in reverse. When I was paying off debt, It wasn't glamorous. It was saying no to upgrades, driving the same car longer than I wanted, eating cheap meals that were honestly depressing, but paying off high interest debt gave me instant freedom because once it's gone, your cash flow opens up. So remember, the fastest raise you can get is deleting high interest payments. Take the free money your job is offering you. So this one blows my mind because it's literally free. If your employer offers a retirement match, that is a guaranteed return, instant. Like if they match 4% of your salary, that's basically a 100% return the second you contribute. But here's the crazy part. 44% of full-time workers do not participate in any workplace retirement at all. That's millions of people walking away from free money. The average employer match is worth 4.6% of your salary. That's like getting a raise and just refusing it. When I first started working, I did not max out everything out, but I did one thing. I contributed enough to get the full match. So remember, don't leave free money on the table. Build tax-free wealth with a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is basically a cheat code. You pay taxes upfront, and then all the growth is tax-free forever. That means decades of compounding that the IRS cannot touch. Even a $100 a month into a Roth IRA over time becomes massive. Remember, small Roth contributions today become tax-free freedom later on. Put your money to work and keep it working. Once your foundation is set, emergency fund, high interest debt gone, retirement match captured, then investing becomes the engine. The stock market has historically returned around 10.5% annually since 1957. That means consistent investing over decades creates wealth almost automatically. And here's the takeaway. You don't need to chase trends in 2026. You need low cost index funds and patience. Remember, investing isn't about timing, it's about staying consistent. Automate the tiny habits. This is the habit most people ignore, and it might be the most powerful one. Automation protects your future from your feelings. You don't need motivation. You don't need discipline. You need systems, automatic savings, automatic investing, automatic progress. When I automated my finances, it became boring. And boring is what builds wealth. So your job is simple. Set up one automatic transfer this week, even $25. Automation turns good intentions into real results. So here are your two options. Option one, you stay comfortable. You keep letting money drift. You keep hoping someday feels different and 5 years pass away and it's all gone. Option two, you choose tiny sacrifices now. You choose boring habits. You choose forward motion and you wake up in 2027 with actual momentum. You don't need to change who you are. You don't need a perfect budget. This is about building freedom. First, calculate your financial floor. Second, start using the 2% paycheck rule. Third, automate a small emergency fund. Fourth, attack any debt charging you over 20% in interest. And fifth, check your 401k match and grab that free money. Which tiny habit are you starting this week? Just pick one. Momentum beats perfection. Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Look, most people watch this video, feel inspired, and do nothing. And I don't say that to be rude. I say it because the difference isn't intelligent, it's action. I didn't get rich from some big break. I just learned boring habits, and I stuck with them longer than most people. So if you want financial peace, if you want 2026 to be your year that finally shifts, start with your next paycheck. And if you found this helpful, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next video.